What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your guest host.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I am your guest host this Friday, the 11th day of July 2025, right here in the Cayman Islands. If you have something to say, something to talk about, we're here to listen. Just dial in and we can converse shortly. Please stay tuned.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway. Open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Talk Today is also brought to you by Mike's Builders. Call 923-0706. Mike Builders. They make it happen. Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Talk Today. I'm your guest host, Orrett Connor. And let's start the show off with some positive news, a positive story this morning. So we know that J.A. Roy Bawden has a book that is entitled From the Guardhouse to the Glass House. The Health Services Authority has a story about one of their staff. From porter to scrub tech, HSA staff member steps up to serve patients in a new role. So we're going to share that story with you, but I believe we do have no, we don't have any callers yet, so I can actually share that with you. It says after nearly 5 years serving as a dedicated porter at the Health Services Authority, Elda Green James has begun a new chapter in her healthcare journey as an operating theater scrub technician. This exciting career shift is not only a personal triumph, but highlights the Health Services Authority's commitment to supporting the professional development of its Caymanian staff. Kudos to the Health Services Authority for that. Those are my words. Mrs. Green James, who officially began her new role on June 1st, 2025, completed a rigorous 4-month operating theater scrub technician course in Jamaica, which included 2 months of theoretical training and 2 months of hands-on practical experience. The program, certified by Jamaica's Ministry of Health, covered a wide range of subjects including anatomy and physiology, aseptic techniques, and surgical technologies. The opportunity was made possible through HSA's internal training and development program designed to upskill promising Caymanian staff. Mrs. Green James shared that the decision to pursue this path stemmed from her desire to spend more time with her children, as the scrub tech schedule offered greater flexibility compared to her previous 12-hour shift as a porter. And she's quoted as saying, "It was a proud moment. It was overwhelming and exciting, but I did it. I spent 4 months away from my children, and now I can finally be there for school meetings and functions without asking someone else to step in." Despite the long hours, Mrs. Green James stated that she loved her job as a porter. It was her experience working across every ward from medical to accident and emergency that laid the foundation for her career change. A simple conversation with a physician in the accident and emergency departments sparked her interest in the operating room. One of the doctors said to me, "You take to this so easily. Why not go into the OR?" she recalls. Although she initially hesitated, when the opportunity finally came through HSA, she seized it with the support of key leaders such as Director of Nursing, Dr. Karen Stewart. And you have heard Dr. Karen Stewart's voice right here on Radio Cayman on several shows as well. My words again. The transition wasn't without challenges. As a porter, I was always on the move. As a scrub tech, I remain in one place for extended periods during surgeries. That took some adjusting to, she noted. However, the rewards have been significant. She's quoted as saying, "I'm proud. I went from pushing patients around to directly assisting in their surgeries. I always wanted to do more, and now I am." Mrs. Green James was selected from a competitive pool of 12 internal applicants through a rigorous process that included interviews and examinations. She advanced as one of the top 3 candidates reviewed by Jamaica's Ministry of Health and was ultimately the only individual selected for the overseas training opportunity. Chief Human Resource Officer Samantha Bennett confirmed that the initiative is part of a broader effort to upskill Caymanian staff. And she's quoted as saying, "We are proud to offer these professional development opportunities that empower our employees to grow into new roles." She goes on to say that Elder is a shining example of what's possible through hard work, commitment, and support. She now serves as a beacon of inspiration for her peers and for the wider Caymanian community. Mrs. Green James also expressed heartfelt appreciation to the HSA leadership team. She said, "Thank you for believing in me. Being away for 4 months made me value our healthcare system even more. In Jamaica, patients may wait an entire day or longer to be seen in accidents and emergency, and often have to travel between hospitals and private labs just to complete basic tests. Here at HSA, everything is in one place under one authority. We should never take that for granted." And I would say, those are my words again, but yet we continue to complain. Her advice to other HSA staff and the wider public is to start anywhere you can. You don't have to stay in one position. There are always opportunities to grow. And I agree with that also, but you have to have those institutions, those entities, those businesses that are prepared to allow their Caymanian staff to grow as well and to give them those opportunities rather than finding sorry excuses for not progressing their staff, like using the excuse, "Oh, well, we offered it to the Caymanian, but the Caymanian said they don't want to take on any more responsibilities." We hear that, folks. Believe you me, we hear them say that as well. Why don't we go to a commercial break? Please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
In accordance with the Standards in Public Life Act, persons in public life must submit their 2025 declarations to the Register of Interest by 30th of July. Persons in public life include members of Parliament, senior public servants, and members of governing bodies of statutory authorities and government companies. Failure to submit a required declaration is an offence under the Act and can result in penalties. For more information or to file your annual declarations to the Register of Interest, visit www.standardsinpubliclifecommission.ky/Register of Interest by 30th of July 2025.
It's all about Immerse Summer Camp 2025. Calling all adventurers ages 10 to 14. Join us for a week of hands-on fun, field trips, and expert-led sessions inspired by the museum's exhibits. Choose week 1, July 21 to 25, or week 2, July 28 to August 1, with camp running daily from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Just $200 a week with limited spots available. Explore, discover, and create this summer. Visit museum.ky/immerse for more information.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. No guests in the studio at this point in time. The phone lines are open if you wish to call in, or toll-free number 1-800-534-8255. Also 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp number 925-3261. Checking now to make sure that we don't have any WhatsApp messages that I may have missed. And I'm going to, in the meantime, continue a conversation that I had and share with you information in relation to the minimum wage report. I'm not in any way professing to know everything about this. I have no intention of substituting what the commissioners have said in their public utterances on the talk show circuit, especially right here on Radio Cayman. But I want to share with you because I think it is extremely important for the people of the Cayman Islands to know the reaction that came from the two entities that didn't necessarily agree with the final recommendations of the minimum wage committee. And as a result of that, they produced a minority report, which is attached to the entire report itself. So there was a minority report from the Cayman Islands Tourism Association and one from the Chamber of Commerce. The one from the Cayman Islands Tourism Association was certainly much longer and quite possibly more detailed than the one from the Chamber, but I will share what I can of their minority report, and I will just share with you what are the salient points in it. So it starts off by saying, and this is again Cayman Island Tourism Association Minority Report, starts off by saying, subsequent to the vote taken regarding inclusion of gratuities, contribution towards minimum wage, I feel compelled to formally convey my concerns relevant to the continuous and overarching bias against tourism-dependent businesses and the gratuity earning pay structure that is both universal and has been a precedent in the Cayman Islands for over 30 years. I'm going to stop there for a second. And also to point out that this whole gratuity earning pay structure in the past was abused also by that particular industry. Abuse to the point where at times management were included in the gratuities program, which meant siphoning off gratuities from those persons who were the deserving ones and who needed that money. So over the past 30 years, there has been abuse of that gratuity system by management and by owners as well. I'll just point that out. Also, they go on to say that it is true that there are false impressions on why gratuities are allowed to contribute towards minimum wage universally. However, there is no disputing the fact that gratuity earning potential, not including tips, provide a greater income potential than minimum wage alone. Not unlike real estate and retail commissions, profit sharing or bonuses paid by other business models, the more successful the business is, the better the gratuity income is for the employees in our industry. Well, and my question would be there, if there are certain portion of fees that your customers pay that go towards gratuity, in addition to having a minimum wage, what is so wrong with you also ensuring that gratuities are included in that, especially if you are extracting or exacting that from your customers? That would be my next question. They go on to say that the vote to phase out the gratuity contribution towards minimum wage concerns me greatly. As explained during the Cayman Islands Tourism Association presentation, the collective business in the tourism sector are fragile. While publicly we are all encouraged by the return of tourism, it is important that the committee is reminded that the government imposed travel restrictions were lifted just 1 year ago, August of 2022. And don't forget now, this report came out from 2023. Our industry can ill afford additional financial hits, as it will take years for the sector to recover from the 2.5 years of devastation created by the shutdown of our industry during the pandemic. And then they highlight this: a minimum wage increase without maintaining the current gratuity contribution structure would be catastrophic to our sector. Well, I hope further down there that they show how that would be catastrophic and provide some data with that as well. They go on to say that we have heard significant anecdotal information and personal opinions throughout the months of committee meetings, some without merit or the benefit of supporting detail. Fortunately, Cayman Islands Tourism Association was given the opportunity to present and provide data to correct some of the damage caused by misinformation, including the fact that banks will consider between 50 to 100% of gratuities as income towards their loan application. After the presentation, we asked the Cayman Islands Tourism Association members to share additional data and information, which I am hereby sharing as follows. So it appears as if what they're saying, that it was misinformation to say that the banks will consider between 50 and 100% of gratuities as income. We do have a caller. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Oshie.
Afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Now, when you were speaking there, well, I'm glad you're putting out that information to the public. You know what I've always said about the gratuity thing. It should be recognized as a part of the salary by the banks. But the only reason why that's not done is because our elected representatives won't go to the banks and tell them that they must do so, because I'm sure, as you mentioned, that insurance salesmen, real estate, they get commission. It's the same thing as a gratuity. It's a percentage based on your salary. It's a percentage based on the income from the clients and so forth, just like the patronage for restaurants and the.
And it's factored into the cost if you book a hotel or whatever. It's factored in there.
Sure, we know that. Anywhere in the world, they said worldwide. But we got to remember many of those worldwide places have unions, and they raise they put salary presented to the companies, and they accept it, and and so forth and go on. But we don't have that privilege here. They're not two separate entities. Most of those people who run in the tourism business are members of the Chamber of Commerce. It's not two separate entities. It's not at all. I'm sure you know that. They're members, and many of them are very, very wealthy people. And some are just breaking even and so forth, as we know with any type of business. But it's not two separate entities. In fact, I was willing to put my neck on the block for this, is that most of them are members of the Chamber of Commerce also. So it's not as if they're two separate entities at all. To me, it's just one entity with two different branches, or one tree trunk with two different branches. it's just a run around, and no, if you put up the minimum wage, and as you heard Mr. Hurlston say, that it should be higher, actually, it's not enough. But here we go. We've been doing it for 20 years, banging around this idea of the minimum wage, raising it, and it's not been done because of the lack of courage. And I put my neck on the chopping block for saying this. Our elected representatives do have a very good day, sir. I'll listen on.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. With that, we'll take a commercial break. Please stay tuned. Talk Today. We'll be back shortly.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just the delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit CaymanAirways.com/cargo.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drportercayman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Talk Today. Sharing with you the minority report on the minimum wage report and recommendation that was submitted 2023, I believe it was, yes. So the minimum wage report, the minority report by the Cayman Islands Tourism Association goes on to talk about profit margin range in the service-centric business. So they say if you're getting a 10% profit, that is considered to be fair. 13%, good. 15% to 18% great, and 20% exceptional. Well, I would go to say that 10% return on your investment these days, that in itself is big. That is huge. If you get some people offering 10% on your investment, you may look very suspiciously at them to wonder whether or not it's some sort of a scam or something like that. So in this particular case, if you're getting 10% and you consider it to be fair, well, how much do you really, really want to make? Then they go on to point out that labor costs for the hotel and restaurant range between 18 to 35%. Now, they have said that, but they have not said in what context does this 18 to 35% fall, where it falls. Is it after you have factored in your, whether or not it's 10%, 13%, or what? Not sure. They go on to say that point out the negative impacts of removing gratuity contributions to the minimum wage. So here are the negative impacts that they point about. They say that some businesses will choose to eliminate gratuity entirely, which will result in reduced income for many, as businesses will be unable to afford to offer the same income gratuity. Let's try to get our head around that. Some businesses will choose to eliminate gratuity entirely, and if they do that, this will result in reduced income for many, as businesses will be unable to afford to offer the same income gratuity. Why would they want to eliminate gratuity? If they can continue to keep gratuities on their book and at the same time offer $8.75 wage increase, why would they want to eliminate gratuity or not to be able to afford to offer the same income as gratuity? So why would you want to eliminate gratuity if you put that in as part of your costs to the customer? Why would you want to eliminate it? Doesn't make sense. This doesn't hold water at all. Does not make sense. So that seems to have been the. So they say that some business would be unable to afford to offer the same income gratuity earning employees receive with it. Any additional income to a service employee will be through tips, and sharing of tips will be solely to the service staff with no guarantee, thereby affecting the team spirit currently enjoyed in the industry. Furthermore, the pension contribution for gratuities will no longer exist, which is another loss of benefits for service employees. I'm not sure, but I can say this much, though, that if it means that you will get better service if employees rely on tips, then that would be a positive as well, because if you treat your customers right, you provide sterling service to them, they're going to appreciate it and they're going to give you your tip. It shouldn't be that you get a tip irrespective of the quality of the service that you give. Let's grab the caller that we have. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Connor. This is twice.
That's okay. No problem at all.
And it's so funny because I didn't have the radio on. I had just gotten into the car. Fuming to myself, I was having one of these one-person self-employed staff meetings all by myself, thinking of how absolutely horrible customer service is in the Cayman Islands. I mean, I was having a rant all to myself saying if we're a service-based economy, then I feel sorry for us. Only to turn on to hear you speaking about mandatory gratuities. But I must ask, who is it that's putting forward these convoluted things that I just heard you reading? It wasn't you.
No, this is the minority report issued by the CTA, Cayman Islands Hotel and Tourism Association.
So they're the ones that are saying, or the businesses may just eliminate gratuities altogether. You know, when they sit down to have these kind of nonsensical meetings, they need to have some ignorant people like me present. Because I wish they would drop this mandatory gratuities. Because the truth of the matter is, it's the institutions that are benefiting from the gratuities way more than staff.
But they won't tell you that.
No, but I can tell them that, because that's where they write off their spoilages and waste and all that. That they take out of the gratuities. If they were to drop this, eliminate it as of today, or as of 1st of January when the new minimum wage comes in, if they would eliminate that and pay their staff who are already on the minimum wage, because thankfully some are above, but pay their minimum wage, the $8.75, drop that ridiculous gratuity, those staff would do better because they would give better service and their patrons would be much more inclined to leave a tip. And the tip should be left for the person who gave the good service. I'm just so sorry. And the other people get their full wage. It's nonsensical that the gratuities have been subsidizing these businesses. The businesses are exorbitant. They are robbing people blind, especially their employees. So you just call their bluff, Mr. Connor. Or I'm calling their bluff. Drop the gratuities 1st of January and pay your people who are already on minimum wage, pay them the $8.75 per hour, and I guarantee you will have happier employees. As for this, what do they call this? Camaraderie and good something that the people are enjoying? Where are they living? They're not living in any of these sweatshops that they call kitchens around here. You know, I don't know where they're living. There's no great camaraderie or great friendship. What it is, the people who are giving the service should be the people who are getting paid for it. I am so tired of those who are benefiting, continuing to try to push these things down our throat. And for the record, and talk today, let me tell you, I have been in that industry, and I've been on both sides of it. Because as a teenager growing up in Cayman Brac, the very first job I had was at the Buccaneers Inn. And later on, I went back in a management position at the Divi Tiara. And then later after that, I managed condos. So I am not telling you something that somebody told me or something that I read somewhere. I'm speaking from experience, and I can tell you that the hotels and restaurants use that gratuitous pool to offset their waste, their spoilages, all the things, because anything with food service, food and beverage service in particular, are subject to considerable amounts of waste and spoilage, food in particular. So, oh, man.
Thank you for this call. I'm going to try to fit one more in before we go to our news because we have guests after that. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good afternoon. Sorry, it's going to be short, but go right ahead. Welcome.
Oh, such a pity, but good afternoon, Mr. Connor. Peter Schmidt here.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, and I hope...
Good to hear your voice. Good to hear your voice.
Thank you. As you know, I also was working in the food and beverage industry.
Yes.
And the stories I hear with that minority report that you read there is hogwash. Okay. in all honesty, I mean, the gratuity was initially the gratuity was installed because some people do not leave tips even when they have had excellent service from staff. So that's how the whole thing started, but it got way out of hand because businesses were starting to shave off parts, and then they said, well, the reason why we have customers paying gratuities is because people behind the scene are also part of the team that sets the ambiance in a dining room, that people are having a good experience, and they will be happy to leave gratuities. But that is not what the gratuity was intended for. The gratuity was initially intended for good service
Yes.
that the guest has received. And when I was growing up or learning the trade in Switzerland back in the 60s, I was in the kitchen at that time, and we had a salary. We had a monthly salary, just like any other job, and so did everybody else. The cleaners had salaries. The only people that made a lot of money on tips were the good wait staff. That was the only people that were in that pool. And then another thing that happened when they started pooling tips, the good ones would actually finance the ones that were not that eager to give good service.
Yes.
And so that was the first degradation of the idea of service charge, because it was covering for people that did not deserve it because they didn't give good service, and that maintains to today. That you have people that are getting a full share of the gratuity, even though they haven't delivered the kind of service that would make customers come back.
Precisely. Yep.
Yep.
And
I know you're tight on time, so I won't take long, but I've been also following the whole debate about the minimum wage, and just in general terms, I would like to say it is unreasonable for the people that are griping about the new minimum wage, for them to continue thinking that the people that are at the lowest scale in our earning spectrum should bear the load or the blame for the higher cost of living. That's ridiculous. You should. I would like to see where a merchant would be willing to maintain the same dollar amount in the margin that he charges, even though the first cost of the product has risen. Because if a merchant was happy with his return initially prior to the rise of the first cost of product, then he should still be happy with it afterwards. It should not just automatically go up because
so true.
Same margins.
Caller, thank you very much for that as well, folks. We're going to our 1 o'clock news. When we return, we will have guests in the studio as well, so don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Yesterday,
Today,
always and forever.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Zollins. The criminal registry has been relocated to the ground floor of the law courts in Cardinal Avenue. The move will facilitate renovations to the existing criminal registry in the law courts at Heroes Square to improve service delivery. The registry's opening hours and contact details remain the same. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has said he will send weapons, including Patriot air defense systems, to Ukraine via NATO. Trump told NBC News that in a new deal, we're going to be sending Patriots to NATO and then NATO will distribute that, adding that NATO would pay for the weapons. His announcement came after Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke of having a positive dialogue with Trump about ensuring that arms arrived on time. He said he had asked for 10 Patriot systems after a surge in Russian drone and missile attacks on Ukrainian cities in the past week. Emergency vaccination programs rolled out in response to outbreaks of 5 major diseases are believed to have reduced deaths by around 60% over a period of 23 years, according to a new study. A similar number of infections are also thought to have been prevented. Researchers believe that vaccinations stopped much bigger outbreaks of illnesses like Ebola, cholera, and yellow fever. The study also points to the significant economic benefits of vaccination programs, which run into billions of dollars. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. Phone lines are closed for the moment. Why? Because OC has hit the jackpot this afternoon. And what is the jackpot? I get the opportunity to interview the contestants for the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant. And it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me this afternoon the director of the Miss Universe Cayman pageant, Miss Derri-Lee. We also have in the studio with us Miss Jalene McDonald. I'll make sure Tiona Miller. Make sure I'm pronouncing that right.
Genesis Ryan.
Genesis Ryan and
Tiona Miller. And then we have
Jalene McDonald.
Gileen.
Gileen.
Yes.
Why don't we do it this way?
Let them introduce.
Let them introduce themselves before I spoil their names. Starting to my right. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Cayman. It's contestant number 1, Tahiti Seymour, sponsored by Woodlands Corporation.
Good afternoon, Cayman Islands. My name is Jalene McDonald, contestant number 5, proudly sponsored by the Physiotherapy Center.
Good afternoon. My name is Tiona Miller, contestant number 2, proudly sponsored by Cayman Crystal Caves.
Good afternoon, Cayman Islands. I am Genesis Ryan, contestant number 4, proudly sponsored by Kirk Freeport.
And of
That's
course,
our 4 contestants this
Derri-Lee.
year.
And this time around, they're now wearing their sashes as well. So tell us about what's been happening, Miss Lee.
So yes, as you just mentioned, we had our sashing a few weeks ago. So now they're officially sashed by their sponsors, and they've been promoting their sponsors. And so next up is our motorcade, which is on the 19th of July. And we're here today to talk a bit about that and invite everyone to come out and see their favorite contestants in the motorcade.
That is next Saturday, the 19th. So can for those persons who were unable to attend the sashing event, can you tell us about that? What the response was like?
I think it
on
was
both sides, from the contestants as well as the audience.
I guess I'll let them speak for themselves with their experience, but I know for us as the committee, it was well received. It was over 200 people. We didn't expect that many. We had to get more chairs.
Oh.
So yes, thanks for supporting us. And it was great. The contestants all spoke really well. They chatted a bit about, their platform, or our platform, I should say, which is Jasmine this year, their sponsor. And I think it was great. It was a great night and everyone enjoyed. We had good entertainment by our former Miss Universe Cayman Islands, Anika Connolly, and Iliane Powery was our MC. So it was great.
Okay,
but,
let's start with Miss Ryan and let her talk about her experience.
So the session night was actually a really life-changing night for me. I was able to go up on stage and just, be able to speak out on, like Derri mentioned, the platform that we're advocating for, as well as my personal platform. And it was really a life-changing moment where we got a lot of support, and it was definitely felt by the chairs that we got.
And tell us about your personal platform.
So, like I mentioned before, my personal platform is mental health and well-being. I'm very passionate about it because it's something that I dealt with as a teenager. And I think that it's important that we continue to support mental health and raise awareness about the root causes of mental health, and let our young people know that there is a space where you can be supported, not to be afraid to reach out.
Okay, thank you. Miss Miller, welcome back. Welcome
Hello.
back. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing much better than last time.
So tell us about your experience at the sashing event and your response.
My experience was amazing. I love the support. I love the environment. The atmosphere was amazing. So I got to speak about the causes there to me. I got to speak about, what's important to me, what matters in Cayman. And I believe more spaces like this should happen. More youth should take the stand and talk about what they care about, what they want to see change. Because that's when change happens.
Okay, and your platform?
My platform is child abuse.
Child abuse. Okay. So we're going to go over to Miss McDonald. Welcome back.
Thank you. Well, from an outward perspective, I would say that the ability to give young ladies in Cayman the platform to be able to speak their authentic voices and share what they find is important, what changes they would like to see in the community, as well as what makes them, that is a beautiful opportunity in itself. And it was amazing to be able to share my personal views on the world, my platform, social change through creativity, and as well as bringing light on my amazing sponsors. So I absolutely love the experience.
Okay, and your sponsors again? Just
the Physiotherapy Center.
Okay, so we get over to Miss Seymour.
Good morning. So my experience in the sashing, Miss Universe is my first pageant, and I realized that the sashing was our first live experience with a live audience and sharing a little bit about our platforms and how it connects to Jasmine. So I found it very sacred, and I realized it's in a way like an ushering into society for us ladies. And my platform is arts and culture, and it's a platform that can speak on many causes, and it's pretty multifaceted in that way. So I was excited to speak on some of the causes that I care about.
Excellent. Miss Derri, there's such a marked difference between their first appearance and now. They seem even more confident in terms of their approach.
Yes.
Something is working.
Absolutely. And so it's, our platform obviously speaks for itself, and not taking away that they're also all very incredible young ladies as well.
Can we speak a little bit about the camaraderie that they have developed over the period of time that they have now been together as well?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they could speak to that a bit more than myself because, they attend the training and all of those types of great stuff that we do with them during the months. But I feel that they have, bonded. And I found that over the years, once they've come through this platform, that there's this sort of sisterhood that's formed. And even, whoever goes off to the Miss Universe pageant, they bond with a lot of the young ladies over there from all over the world. And they're in contact with them, 20 years later. So I think it's a great thing. And, we start here from home and we build that, that sort of bond and engagement from here.
Okay. Talk more about the motorcade, the event taking place on the 19th?
It is the 19th. I have it, the route just in front of me here. So we're kicking off at the Georgetown Library at 9:15 in the morning. And so that's on the 19th of July, next weekend. And then we're going to head down to West Bay, to Northwest Point, there at the Turtle Farm, take a few photos there. Meet with some, people if they want to come out and support the contestants. And then from the Turtle Farm, we're actually heading then to, just going through all of this. Well, really, I think our end point from there would be Crystal Caves in North Side. And so we're looking forward to that because I haven't actually been there since 2015 with my daughter when she was out for Easter. At a school during Easter. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that and understand they have a restaurant as well. So we'll be having lunch there at Crystal Caves. So big shout out to Crystal Caves.
Yes.
And then we're going to be heading to Bodden Town where I think we'll be stopping there as well and having some refreshments. And then we're back to Georgetown. So it's going to be an amazing day. We just want to make it, invite everyone to come out and enjoy it with us.
How any idea how many vehicles the motorcade will consist of, and whether or not other individuals can join that motorcade to demonstrate, to show their support?
Absolutely. You can meet us at the Georgetown Library. So each contestant will have their own vehicle. Then our reigning queen, Reagan Rutty, will have hers, and then we have the truck. With the music and the DJ and so forth. So that will be at the very front of the parade as well. So
you don't see a whole lot of convertible vehicles these days. So I guess they have to have a sliding sunroof and
Reagan will actually be in a convertible.
Okay.
At the front, and then the others will be in Jeeps. Yeah. So you'll be seeing them standing, waving and engaging with the community.
And of course, we'll have to consult the weatherman as well to make sure that there's good weather on the 19th.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years we got rained on. I mean, poured. It just poured down on us, but we continued, like the soldiers we are. We hammered through it. So yeah, but yeah, so it's quite. I think it's it's traditional that we've done this over the years. I think it helps to build a community spirit. Again, it's another opportunity for the contestants to bond and also an opportunity for the sponsors to get involved, if they want to come out and support the contestants as well and join the parade.
Yes, that would certainly be.
Yes.
Nice, yeah. Okay, and so we've had the sashing event. We will have the motorcade. Tell us what comes next.
The big night, which is the pageant.
And
that's on the 9th of August, and tickets are currently on sale at Funky Monkey and Eventpro. So we had our early bird special, which was extended to the 9th of July, so it just ended a couple of days ago. But I would just want to let everyone know that, please just come out and support. This is our a national event, and it is probably one of the biggest events for Cayman during the course of the year. And it's for, our young Caymanian ladies that are not, like I said in the last interview, it's not just a beauty pageant, but it's an opportunity for them to excel and just propel to the next level and, chapter in their lives.
And the venue for the August 9th finale is
the Westin. Thanks, Westin, for always supporting us. We're very grateful for your contributions over the years. And I want to give a shout out to Hopscotch, who is also a great supporter, and not just with their production, but of the pageant, but also with the pageant. But the motorcade as well. They're going to be there, with their sound system and everything for the motorcade. A big shout out to DJ Carlos, who has always over the years been helping us at the pageant. And again, just to mention the Physiotherapy Center, Faith Crooks and her team, thank you so much for, always supporting the pageant, and thanks for supporting Gileen this year in her journey, as well as Woodlands Corporation. Thank you so much for supporting Tahiti and Cayman Crystal Caves, which I can't wait to go and see on the 19th. Thanks for supporting Tiona, and Kurt Freeport has been a very loyal sponsor over the years. So thank you also for, supporting Genesis in her journey. Radio Cayman, Compass Media, Cayman Airways, Foster's Food Fair. I mean, they help us with all the food vouchers for the public speaking training. We want to make sure that they're fed. They come straight from work. And we'll also have some breakfast for them, before we kick off the motorcade. We don't want anyone fainting. It gets quite hot, as you know, out there. Yes. Thanks to Foster's Food Fair for always helping us out with our journey as well.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question is, for those contestants who work, how do they balance work, with preparation, for this event as well? That would be one of the questions. And then in answering that, they can also speak to the fact of, how does it really feel to represent a particular entity and with the opportunity to represent the entire Cayman Islands at the World Pageant as well. And maybe we'll start on this end this time around.
Yes. Okay, great. So I actually spent only a few short months employed during this pageant season, and I thought it best for myself to resign and focus full-time on pageantry, my brand, and the community. So I graduated with a degree in politics. So I have been seeking working opportunities in that sort of direction, but this pageant has expanded my horizons on such a level, and I can't wait for the future.
Okay, and of course, with politics, it gives you that certain amount of flexibility. Some
Right.
people talk about liberal arts, diplomas and stuff like that. But you have that, while you don't necessarily specialize, and it depends on how far you go, whether or not you go into a master's and a doctorate at the end of the day. But you are given a certain amount of flexibility, as far as, politics is concerned. I mean, my major was in political science.
Oh, wow.
and minored in history.
Amazing.
That was light years ago, of course.
No.
Just a few years ago.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. McDonald.
Well, personally, it has been a journey in itself, trying to find the balance between work, life, pageantry, and school. I currently have 5 businesses: Caymanilla Entertainment, the Music Studio, C45 Industry Cleaners, the Cayman Music and Arts Foundation, as well as KY Records. So balancing 5 businesses while really being dedicated to pageantry and doing school at the same time, it really honestly takes a toll on you, not only mentally but physically. So there'll be days where it'll be hard to get out of bed. You just want to sleep all day. You need to recharge, and it's okay. That is part of the balance, being able to know when you need to take a step back in order to be able to take 3 more forward.
Mm-hmm.
So as we've gotten further along in the journey, I found it a little easier to be able to find that balance, especially since when you sign on, you realize you have to put your own needs on the kind of back burner because it is so much more important to focus on what you'll be able to do with the crown, because the goal is not just the crown itself, but what opportunities and what you are able to do with the crown. That is what leaves the true legacy.
Excellent, excellent. Miss Miller.
Hello.
So how are you able to balance the activities in surrounding the pageantry and any other responsibilities that you have, work or otherwise?
Well, it takes a lot of rest, a lot of planning and organizing your time. I find myself in my planner for most of the day, just trying to understand where I have my pageant stuff and to prioritize my work as well, because my work is very important. I love helping the financial industry in the Cayman Islands, and, I want to continue, making a meaningful impact. And this pageant has been amazing, but, it has been tiring at times, but as we learn and we grow, we learn how to, manage our duties and our personal life much better.
Have you had to make any sacrifices during this journey so far in terms of like choices? Do I do this or do I do that?
Mostly like spending time with friends and family. So on the weekends, I usually go out, have brunch, but I find myself having, pageant activities and, events. So I have to, schedule my time in a way that, is prioritizing my goals and my aspirations.
Okay. Miss Ryan.
For me, I am so lucky that my employer is very flexible with my time, and entering this pageant has definitely given me another skill to my bucket. It has definitely helped me improve not only personally but professionally. I find myself, being more confident speaking to clients, and I'm an organizer, so I've always been an organizer, so that kind of helps me track my pageant activities as well as my personal life, as well as my work life. So I normally tend to have a very planned day ahead or week. I've always been the type of person to always plan 3 months in advance, but this pageant has definitely taught me flexibility and adaptability, and honestly, I couldn't be more grateful for the opportunity because I have seen a lot of growth within myself.
Okay. And we're going to even ask, the director, how is she able to manage and balance all of this responsibility as well?
Balance? What's that? But yeah, that is very important. I think that, in order for us to have a smooth road in any path that we take, we just certainly need to have good balance. And for me, I think what helps me with that is a good night's sleep. I have to get at least 7 or 8 hours in order to function properly. So if I'm running on 3 or 4 hours, it's not a good day. But that's important because I do have a very busy schedule. I have a full-time job outside of the Miss Universe Cayman Islands, and I have to prioritize there. I also, at one point, had really young kids, which are now, one is in Singapore, and he's a lawyer. The other is in university, but they're still my children. They're a big part of my life, and that's another aspect of my life I have to manage. And then, it's just finding time for self-care as well. So for me, I definitely focus on a lot of self-care. That is, if I need to go to the doctor to do a checkup, I'm going to do that. Massages, if I want to, even go for a walk on the beach or swim, I go to the gym. And also I'm a part of a Bible study group, so that helps keep me very grounded. I go to church and I lean on God a lot. And so that in itself is balance. It helps that balance and certainly help keep me grounded.
Excellent. So
and this platform it's always a moving it's always a moving target. So we're constantly having to meet each deadline. So you have to be very organized. I have a very organized team as well. So that helps keep us, above ground.
that was gonna be my next question about the support team that you have as well. And
Very.
I
want to mention
the reigning Miss Universe Cayman as well.
Listen, she's remarkable. First, let me just start with the committee here, because I do have a very supportive committee, and I have a core group, that really are by my side every day. Nicole Scott, Judy Powery, Stephanie Scott, Taneem, Lavinia Ebanks. And then on the broader committee, there's Donna Bush, Anson Robinson, he's actually new, Laura Panadis, and I hope I'm not Sandra Reed, and Lynn Whitaker, and so that they're all very, they play a very integral role in this committee. They all have their expertise over the years that I lean on. So thanks for that. And yes, Reagan has certainly taken this pageant to another level. And thank you, Reagan, for that. She's such a sweet young lady. Her personality, I always tell her, I feel like I want to be around her more than just, we're going to an event. No, I want to spend more time with you. So we actually went to Cayman Brac, which the title holder from this pageant will go as well next year. And we had an amazing time. We went over to Little Cayman. We were at in the Brac visiting the schools and the government admin, and we had dinner and so forth with some of the officials over there. But in Little Cayman, we just let our hair down, just really had a good time. So yes, as for Reagan, very organized, very focused, and very much driven.
Okay, we're going to take a commercial break, folks. When we return, the conversation with the contestants in the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant, along with the director, Miss Derri-Lee, will continue. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. And if you have any questions or comments, please send them to us. Our WhatsApp number, 925-3261.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Protect your computers and mobile devices with security software to defend against cyber attacks through viruses, malware, and other online threats. Be aware of unsecure Wi-Fi connections when in public. If you need to access your online banking or sensitive information on your mobile devices, try disabling the Wi-Fi and switching to data from your mobile network. If you suspect a fraud attempt, please contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Hungry? Need Subway any time of the day?
Yeah.
We've got you covered. Subway at Anderson Square, Centennial Towers, and Countryside Shopping Village is open 24/7, serving up fresh, delicious subs anytime you need them. And for your weekend cravings, West Shore Center is also open 24 hours on Friday nights and until 1 a.m. on Saturdays, because it's never too late for a great meal. Skip the line and order ahead with the Subway Cayman Islands app, or get your favorites delivered straight to your door with Bento and Let's Eat. Fresh, fast, and always here when you need us. Subway. Eat fresh.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Witness the elegance of the Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2025 contestants as they embark on a captivating motorcade through our beautiful island. On July 19th, the motorcade will start at 9 a.m. at the Georgetown Public Library, then on to West Bay, followed by stops at 7 Mile Beach, Cayman Turtle Center, Bodden Town, and North Side. Come together as a community to uplift and cheer for these remarkable young women. Don't miss the chance to be a part of the magic. Mark your calendars for July 19th and come out to show your love and encouragement. Let's make this motorcade a day they will never forget.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. I am your guest host, Orrett Connor, and it's my pleasure to have in the studio with me this afternoon the contestants in the Miss Universe Cayman Islands contest, as well as the director of the pageant. Ladies, at the end of the pageant, one person will be crowned the winner. But in my eyes and in the eyes of many, you all will end up as winners. You get an opportunity to present your platform. You get an opportunity to talk, about the thing or things that matter most to you and where you feel that you can have some influence as well. So at the end of the day, you're all going to be winners, Miss Derri.
Well, yes, absolutely. They do have their own personal platform outside of the Jasmine platform that we're promoting on the whole.
Mm-hmm.
And so Gileen, she has I think this opportunity being in the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant, and has given her a tremendous platform to talk about her 5 businesses, which I think is quite ambitious. For her at 19 years old. And, so she can help to promote her businesses. She can help promote herself, who Gileen is. And, she wants the world to know who she is. And just, her, the arts, that is her platform.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then also Tahiti. She is a creative, and, she said she has a degree in politics. So here, it's a platform for people to hear her voice.
Mm-hmm.
She's very articulate, so this is an opportunity for everyone to get to know who Tahiti is. She's also great at poetry as well. And I don't know if you remember during the lockdown that I think GIS was actually showing her video quite often, and it was just an absolute incredible production.
I remember that, yes.
I can't remember the title of it, but she'll talk more to that. And then also Genesis here, with her platform being mental health. That is so topical. It gives her an opportunity. She's experienced, she's had an experience during her teenage years, with mental health. And this is an opportunity for her to even talk about her experience, with that, how she overcame whatever situation it was that was just, probably very challenging to her at the time. And I think we need to open up a bit more about, just lay the discussion on the table there about mental health. And clearly, I've listened to Minister Rankin and Minister Wiltz, talk about it being a crisis and we have to deal with it. So we need to, I guess, look at solutions and hopefully really just try to get to the root of that, because it's quite disturbing. And then, yes, child abuse, that is something I don't think that's discussed enough in our community. We saw during the lockdown, not just here in Cayman, but globally, a lot of that was happening because now people were like in the home and so kids were suffering. So we definitely need to discuss. We need to have that. It needs to be a more topical than it is, because it is happening. And yes, so I'll let them speak to that and,
sure.
and just sort of like talk about how, in the event, there's just one winner, how they can now transition from the pageant, into their, their platforms and just help, just promote themselves and develop their platform.
Exactly. Who wants to kick it off?
I'll start.
Go right ahead.
Genesis Ryan. The beginning. For me, if I were to win, God's willing, the first thing that I would do is go to church on Sunday morning, just praise and give thanks to the Lord, because He has definitely brought me through a lot of my mental health situations. And thereafter, I would continue by reaching out to our local youth groups on island and creating an atmosphere where the younger generation feel heard, feel supported, feel valued, create a space where the stigma of mental health can be broken down and they feel comfortable to talk about their feelings. And I would also like to partner up with organizations such as the Alex Panton Foundation, as well as Infinite Mind Care. I actually do therapy myself, and I did it as a teenager. And sometimes when you do therapy back then, you don't realize the depth of the issues. And now as an adult, I started doing therapy back again. And it's helped me realize a lot of root causes of where my traumas and where my issues come from. And it's helped me change. And now I'm a bit more self-aware of the things that I know will trigger me. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like it's very important for us as a community to come together and bring awareness, continue to bring awareness to mental health, and really look deep down to see what the cause issues are. Because, you know, as a community, we thrive and we are the future of our community.
Okay. Before we go on to Ms. Miller, I just want to say to our listening and viewing audience, if you want to call in and give these 4 young ladies a big shout out, give them some words of encouragement as well, please feel free to do so. Our toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. 2 other landlines, 949-8037, 949-6990. We also have a WhatsApp number that can accommodate 1 caller at a time, and that WhatsApp number is 925-3261. Ms. Miller.
Hello. You know, if I were to win Miss Universe Cayman Islands, I would be ecstatic. My whole heart would explode, probably. I would definitely go out with my family and friends to celebrate, you know, have dinner, just talk and just commemorate the moment. And, you know, with my platform, child abuse, it's a very important issue because children are our future. They're the backbone of our society. And if they aren't well, we won't be well. You know, I want them to grow up happy, safe, secure, especially in terms of domestic violence, a topic that hasn't been talked about in terms of child abuse. It is a form of child maltreatment. So when parents fight, you know, children pick this up, they hear it, they see the arguing, the fighting, and it affects them emotionally. They withdraw and they don't do well in school, and it affects them later on in life.
Do you see yourself being involved in a child-centric occupation or business in later on in life?
Child-centric. I think before we came here, the last time we were here, we talked about philanthropy. Mm-hmm. So I would do that for sure, something involving children, helping them, especially poverty, children of less fortunate backgrounds, because this is tied in together. Child abuse is usually found in low-income families, you know, with stress of, you know, on being unable to cope with living a good life, a good quality of life. It affects children in this way.
Okay. Let's go over to Miss McDonald.
While winning the crown would be an immense accomplishment, my focus is more based off of what will be done with the crown, whether that is a physical crown or metaphorical, because you'll have to tune in on August 9th to see the result. But my main focus is expanding, growing, and spreading the power of the Cayman Islands outward globally. From our generational, from the time that our Cayman Islands had just sprouted, with the pirates, Las Tortugas, Maritime, we have seen so much growth with our economy, with our community, with the educational system. Just getting a post office back in the day, that was such an accomplishment. So there is so much more that we are able to do with our islands. And that is something that I learned being an entrepreneur, that sometimes you have to make the opportunities for yourself. And that is what I plan on doing for the Cayman Islands, building those opportunities and helping our island to be able to spread worldwide.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Seymour.
Thank you. So
on that question, the work has already begun. And if I am chosen as your Miss Universe Cayman Islands, the work would only continue and be amplified. And even as I said in my contestant spotlight, this pageant is not turning me into somebody new, it's strengthening who I've always been. And to touch on amplifying, it would be my platform, arts and culture. And that's super important because film and media, they're not just industries, they can be platforms that have various different messages. And I think, for example, one could be our Caymanian identity. And it's very undervalued in global cinema. We don't really have many people to identify with abroad in media. And for example, our dialect, right? It's poetry, it's history, it's identity all in one. And, you know, I would like to show the word possibility, that you can be an intellectual, you can be an artist, you can be anything that you dream to be as a Caymanian.
Okay, thank you for that. And one of our listeners has written in and says, let the contestants know that it's all about the journey, not the destination, and enjoy being together because they are stronger together than being alone when they are representing the Cayman Islands. I would like for you to mention my name also. The person says it's okay to mention their name. That's Mr. Keith Brian Orrett, and he's listening all the way in the United Kingdom. So we want to thank him, for those compliments as well. With that, we're going to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. Talk today. We'll be back shortly.
Shipping to the Cayman Islands is fast, reliable, and seamless thanks to Cayman Airways Cargo. Need it faster than ocean freight? Cayman Airways Cargo offers multiple cargo flights to Grand Cayman from Miami weekly, so your packages, whether big, small, or in between, will arrive in no time. You can even use a Cayman Airways Cargo US address for your online shopping. Cayman Airways Cargo is also the only carrier providing air freight services for Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Contact us today and see why Cayman Airways Cargo was voted as Cayman's best cargo and logistics company in the Best of Cayman Awards. For details, visit caymanairways.com/cargo.
Get ready for something sweet, spicy, and totally crave-worthy. The hot honey chicken sandwich is here, and it's bringing the heat. We've taken our tender, juicy chicken and drenched it in bold, hot honey sauce for the perfect balance of sweetness and spice. But hurry, this one's only here for a limited time. Hot honey chicken. Try it today before it's gone. Subway. Eat fresh.
Stay cyber secure with Cayman National. Here are a few tips that will benefit you. Ensure to log out completely when you finish any online banking activities. Be aware of phishing attempts and only click links from trusted sources that are sent from your device through emails and messages. Remember, Cayman National will never ask you for your credentials. If you suspect a fraud attempt or that your account has been compromised, please immediately contact our customer support team at 949-8300.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. We have about 12 minutes left with our guests in the studio. Don't forget, if you want to give some words of encouragement or if you have any questions that you want to ask of our guests who are in the studio, of course, they are the 4 contestants for the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant that will take place on the 9th of August. You'll hear a little bit more again about the motorcade taking place next Saturday, the 19th of August as well. And of course, you heard the commercial on there, and I believe that was the reigning Miss Cayman Islands Miss Universe.
Yes.
That was on there as well. What, Miss Derri, what we'd like to know from our contestants is that between now and the pageant date, from an individual standpoint, what do they feel that they need to achieve? What other heights do they feel that they need to reach? Or do they feel that they're there and it's just a matter of putting all of those plans, into action for themselves? Seymour.
Yes, I mean, if we've climbed mountains already, I feel like I've climbed Everest, Kilimanjaro, for goodness sake. I am so happy with where I'm at in this process, and I think that's really what it's all about, bettering your best and showing up with an understanding of maybe where you went wrong last time or where you can strengthen. It's never really a failure. It's always a lesson.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ms. McDonald.
Well, life is a continuous journey, so there's always going to be room for improvement. And as Tahiti said, you always have to add on to your better. And I feel very proud of myself for how far I have come in this journey itself. And I'm very excited to see how much farther I go after the pageant.
Ms. Miller.
I think the best thing we can do right now is to stay positive, stay hopeful, and to keep our energies up. Keep the good vibes going, keep being kind to one another, enjoying the experience to the fullest.
For me, I've seen this pageant as a refinement process, and through it, I've learned so much. I've gained so many new skills, and from now on, it's about refining those skills that I've gained and putting them together at the end of the night and showing to my Cayman, our Cayman, what we have learned and the development of each and every one of us. So I'm really, really excited, and I hope to see many people out there when, on the night of.
And I guess while we're equipping them, and preparing them with, giving them tools to, prepare for the pageant and so forth. We, as a committee, we want it to be a very positive, memorable experience. Mm-hmm. And of course, we are aiming to put on a great show.
I'm sure, and we hope that you'll have to bring out more chairs like you had to do for the sashing event as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, if I was a young person now thinking about entering next year's pageant, give me some advice in terms of how should I go about it?
Going about the process, I actually thought that it was going to be harder. But the committee is so supportive when it comes to the application, when it comes to documentations. I believe that that's the easiest part. So apply online and the committee will get back to you. Overall, I definitely do encourage our ladies out there to join the pageant. Like I mentioned before, it's such a refining process, and you're able to grow, learn, and discover a new side of yourself that you thought you could never have or imagine. So I believe and I highly encourage our women to join the pageant.
It's a win-win situation.
It's a win-win for sure.
Okay, Ms. Miller.
My advice would be to apply early, figure out what you want to do, your platform, who you want to be sponsored by, what you want to represent and bring to the world. So that would be my biggest advice. Yeah.
And as far as the sponsorship is concerned, do you, and I hate to use this term, but I'll use it, do you have to sell yourself to a sponsor to say, here's what I want to represent here, and here's how I will do it?
You definitely have to put yourself out there. You have to explain to them who you are, what you represent, and how it can benefit both parties. Because sponsors want to know that they're getting a good end of the deal, as well as they're helping a young Caymanian to reach their dreams, reach their aspirations and their goals.
Okay, Ms. McDonald.
The best advice I would give to any lady on island is not only to join the pageant, but envision the highest version of yourself that you could possibly imagine. And then instead of treating it as a journey to reach that person, just day by day, slowly just become her. Instead of over exaggerating the distance between you and your best version of yourself, just take the steps and day by day you will reach her.
Okay, great. Miss Seymour?
So I just thought that I'm an eldest sister. I have many little sisters, and I often think about them when I am going through this process, this pageant season. And it may help to think about who your target audience is. It could be close family, young women that you're trying to inspire. So that helps me and fires me up and sparks me to better my best, as I said. But I think my advice would be to secure a team. I know that I could not do a lot of my performance in this pageant without people who are supporting you, and just on the outside of the committee as well. I believe that a strong support system is just crucial to positive well-being and rest and helping you renew and rejuvenate for the next session.
Okay. Now, does the rules of the pageant allow the contestants to tap in to the expertise of the reigning, the person who's the reigning Miss Universe pageant, Cayman Islands as well? Are they able to tap into the expertise and ask Miss Ruddy, questions as well?
Absolutely, and she has actually met with them and just sort of gave them tips, not just on the local journey here, but for whoever wins this pageant and goes to represent us in Thailand. She's also given them tips on that. So I'm sure that they have taken that on as well. It's very important because you can't get no better advice but getting it from someone that's actually experienced the journey themselves as a contestant and then going overseas. So yes, and we do have past title holders and contestants as well that are willing to come and help and just sort of help guide each one of them in their journey. And so thanks so much for having us.
Well, this time has gone faster than the other time that we were on it. But I want to give you also an opportunity to remind our listening and our viewing audience of the important dates and locations as well, and how in any way, if they wanted to support the pageant, how they can go about doing that as well without being a sponsor.
Yes, and I know that we were just chatting about the young ladies that may want to enter the pageant. Yes, definitely apply. But my advice would be to, just not focus so much on social media. I think that's probably one of the main causes these days of our mental health crisis that we have here. So once we can tap into, how do we monitor social media? I think that's more than half the battle, right? With that. So please, just stay away from whatever negative platform that may deter you from wanting to enter the leading pageant in the world, really. So, and that's us, the Miss Universe Cayman Islands pageant. But yes, we do need sponsorship. We're an NPO, and special thanks to the Cayman Islands government, Minister of Tourism, for continuing to sponsor us and all of our other dear sponsors out there, Cayman Medical, that just came on board. Women's Haven, thank you so much. And, again, please don't look at this as just a beauty pageant, but also an opportunity to help a young Caymanian lady just to elevate herself, and hopefully become a role model and an ambassador for Cayman Islands. And, so please come to our pageant on the 9th of August at the Westin. It starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are available at Funky Monkey and Event Pro.
Okay. Very quickly, we're going to go around the table just for some final comments for each of our contestants, if they want to. We'll start with Ms. Ryan.
So I can't wait to see our Cayman Islands on the 19th of July. So come out and support us.
Okay, Ms. Miller.
Hello, Cayman Islands. Please come up, show your support. We want to see your bright faces in the crowd cheering us on and just, enjoying yourself.
There will be live music. Make sure to come out.
This ain't no K-Mass, though.
Yeah, the countdown begins. Signing off.
Okay, good luck to all of you young ladies. And don't forget, at the end of the day, you are all winners. Irrespective of the final outcome, that you're all winners. You should be proud of yourselves. I'm sure that your sponsors will be proud of you, as well as your families and everyone else. So again, good luck and God bless.
Thank you.
So, folks, we're going to go to our 2 o'clock news. After that, if there are no other guests, we will have an open line again. So if you want to call in, start dialing those phone numbers now. 1-800-534-8255, 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp 925-3261.
We are Radio Cayman.
Covering Cayman Brac, Little Cayman, and Grand Cayman.
1 in a million. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The headline news is brought to you by Kirk Market.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. The criminal registry has been relocated to the ground floor of the law courts in Cardinal Avenue. The move will facilitate renovations to the existing criminal registry in the law courts at Heroes Square to improve service delivery. The registry's opening hours and contact details remain the same. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has said he will send weapons, including Patriot air defense systems, to Ukraine via NATO. Trump told NBC News that in a new deal, we're going to be sending Patriots to NATO and then NATO will distribute that, adding that NATO would pay for the weapons. His announcement came after Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke of having a positive dialogue with Trump about ensuring that arms arrived on time. He said he had asked for 10 Patriot systems after a surge in Russian drone and missile attacks on Ukrainian cities in the past week. Emergency vaccination programs rolled out in response to outbreaks of 5 major diseases are believed to have reduced deaths by around 60% over a period of 23 years, according to a new study. A similar number of infections are also thought to have been prevented. Researchers believe that vaccinations stopped much bigger outbreaks of illnesses like Ebola, cholera, and yellow fever. The study also points to the significant economic benefits of vaccination programs, which run into billions of dollars. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask? Contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Good afternoon and welcome back to Talk Today. We have about 25 minutes left to go before we end today's broadcast of Talk Today. And of course, you won't hear from me again until, God's willing, on Monday. Meanwhile, we do have a caller, so let's go straight to the phone lines. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. O.C.
Afternoon, sir. How are you?
Oh, not bad. I'm trying to drop another single now, or you can call it part 2. What I was talking about earlier, Mr. O.C. You have a lot of innocent minds, Mr. O.C. A lot of innocent minds, a lot of innocent-minded people, and there's always somebody who wants to influence that person. You got the pastor want to influence a person to do the works of God according to what we've been made to understand, and you got the evil man that want to lead people down the lane of destruction. Mr. O.C., I don't make nobody influence me. I try not to make anybody influence me into getting into discipline and nothing at all. But to say this, Cayman has been such an innocent place until when we don't know. We've been influenced by so many different things, so many different poisons and evils, venom that they have been introducing to our people. And one way that they have been doing that is through that electronics, TV and computer and on your phone. You see all this nastiness on your phone, and I mean, you can have such a wonderful day without all of these nasty things. No wonder a lot of the children feeling suicidal and all that kind of thing, because of the things that they're seeing and they're teaching them. They're trying to, because you got recruiters, people who recruit you, who try to recruit you through the internet for all different types of purposes. But we just gotta, we got to teach the children to be careful what you watch, be careful what you listen to, be careful who you listen to, because there's so much nastiness and destruction that and it's taking a toll on Cayman. When you look around, you hear all the sad news. You hardly hear anything good, really.
Well, it depends on where you listen and what you look for in the news. There's so many quote unquote news organizations out there that you have to be you as a consumer of news. How you have to know where you go to look for your news. For instance, you see so many people now relying on TikTok for their news. And the question is that reliable news or not? Is it reliable? Many instances, it isn't. I have my reliable news sources that I go to, and sometimes I will seek more than one source just to be able to get better verification of what I'm reading.
I mean, Mr. O.C., it is a terrible thing when you're under the influence, it's like hypnosis, You're being hypnotized by a lot of these different people and things that you see, and when I mean, to be quite honest, Mr. O.C., I hate to see our people falling like that. So many of our people falling, they getting involved and they just falling. I hate to see that, and we need to hear more from the people that say that they're a good influence. We need to hear more from them. We need to have this greater sense of leadership in this country.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a great example of leadership in this country. We can't just wait until the hurricane and oh, Lord, help us, please don't save us. We need to have a constant positive leadership in this country. That's what you're positioned for, to lead, and I mean church leadership and different types of leadership. To lead the people like how they said Moses led the children of Israel. God is superior, Mr. O.C., and he can knock people down anytime and anywhere. We need to get serious about life and don't joke around. You can knock it down financially, you can knock it in different ways, So we got to get serious and try to lead the young people in the right way. Lead the nation like how Moses led the people. Lead them in the right way. Do not lead people astray. That is not a good thing. That's a terrible thing to do. So I don't know why. I mean, even when it concerns the Word of God, I don't go to church. I just watch people and see what your behavior and see what kind of person you are. If I really want to go amongst it, to sit down, and listen to the Word. But I don't know what to tell you, but something need to change in this country, Mr. O.C. We need to have some serious, positive, radical leadership to lead people in the right way and not toward destruction in this country. So that's what I believe in, Mr. O.C.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Yeah, leadership and leadership in various categories, like the person says, the caller says, religion, politics, whatever. Leadership is important. Having a following, that's also important, because sometimes when you're leading and everyone says, yeah, we're going to be behind you, we're going to follow you, and you look behind and it's just you all by your lonely self as well. So I never want to take this opportunity to complete the minority report on the minimum wage coming from the Cayman Islands Hotel and Tourism Association, because I am guessing that not many people were either aware of this minority report, or the contents of it as well. So, again, the whole issue and the arguments put forward by that association. So they pointed out that the negative impact of removing gratuity contributions to the minimum wage, number one, some businesses will choose to eliminate gratuity entirely, which will result in reduced income for many. Businesses will result in reduced income for many, as businesses will be unable to afford to offer the same income gratuity. Why would they want to eliminate gratuity altogether? Is that more of a threat than anything else? Then they go on to say that some business will be unable to afford to offer the same income gratuity earning employers receive with it. Any additional income to the service employee will be through tips, and sharing of tips will be solely up to the service staff with no guarantee, thereby affecting the team spirit currently enjoyed by the industry. Furthermore, the pension contribution for gratuities will no longer exist, which is another loss of benefits for service employees. Why is it that these people find it so difficult to want to pay the lower end of the scale? What is really not even a living wage, but at least a decent increase to the wages that they're currently receiving, and finding every excuse in the book not to want to give it? Here they go on to say that the removal of the gratuity component will be hugely disruptive to the service business industry. Businesses will be forced to increase basic wages, reduce staffing levels, and recreate their business models. Maybe they'll have to do that if they want to achieve the profit margins that they currently are enjoying. Many will not be able to absorb the increase, leading to the loss of employment for some businesses. So, are you saying that the reason that they are in business now is because they are able to exploit some wage earners by paying them less? And if they're unable to pay less, then they can no longer exist. That means that they're existing on the shoulders of their lowest paid employees. If you're griping about having to pay those on the lower strata of your employment, then what really is your business? What is it all about? If you own a business and you have executives, you have middle management, and you have some persons who, let's say, are in the delivery persons within your business, are you saying that if I have to pay those at the lower scale more, that my business is not going to succeed as a result of that? The implication there, one takeaway from that is that is the reason that you are so successful in the first place, because you are basically, what you are doing is that you are benefiting off the backs of those that you pay less. That should not be the case. What else do they say? The tourism sector. Here's a good one for you folks. This may be a good one for some closing comments. The tourism sector is faced with and is further impacted by the inflation increase in all costs of goods, ranging from 20 to 30%. Well, who isn't? But also other costs such as property insurance. Well, who else doesn't have to pay property insurance, or who else has to pay property insurance, including some of those persons who you're employing as well? They talk about property insurance, 40 to 60%. Health insurance, 30%. Well, employees have to bear part of that burden as well. Utilities, don't your employees have utility costs as well? Work permits, yes, some of you do pay work permit fees. There are others, those rogue employers out there who force their employees to pay their own work permit fees, and unfortunately some of those employees go along with it because it may mean the difference between having a job and earning any income to not having a job and not earning any income at all. Interest rates, well, everybody that has a loan has to pay interest rates in most instances because the businesses usually have their accounts with their particular financial institutions that they're going to be seeking a loan. They probably have the inside track on better interest rates than individuals, as well. So, the things that you're saying in the tourism and hotel industry that you're impacted by, it sounds as if you are the only ones on this planet or on this island that is facing you're facing these issues. So they say that in conclusion, there isn't an industry without bad business operators. However, our industry has been unfairly targeted. Well, I can't speak for the committee themselves, but I would venture to say this: your industry has been not the target, but the focus of the wage increase, because your industry has been the one that has always been controversial, has always been the bad actor when it comes to gratuities and paying your employees, including when you have a business slowdown, when the off season is on. You are the industry that used the argument that Caymanians have to be given shorter hours because the work permit holders have to exist. They have to pay rents and everything else on island. That's the argument that some of you have used to cut the hours of Caymanian employees. And then you have the nerve to talk about the fact that you have been unfairly targeted. You brought it upon yourself. And what the government is doing now is taking positive, corrective action to ensure that you don't continue to do it. And you know what? At the end of the day, you're going to survive. You're going to still remain here. And you will probably say you're losing money when in fact you aren't, because we usually hear from this industry when things are slow, when things are quote unquote bad for them. You never hear them talk about it when things are going good and when they're raking in all of the profits as well. Here's another excuse. If a business is collecting gratuities and does not have an approved gratuity scheme, that is an enforcement issue and should be dealt with. Well, it's more than that. And why should we use enforcement to determine a minimum wage? This has nothing to do with enforcement. This has to do with raising the minimum wage. And I don't think any reason has been given, in relation to gratuities, why the minimum wage has to be increased as well. Then they go on to say that if there's a business that is paying less than the minimum wage, but not collecting gratuities, that should be an enforcement issue. Passing the buck again. So here is what they say. They say that the gratuity earning system is a good one. My question would be, good for whom? Good for whom? You answer that question. Goes on to say that the tourism sector is made up of new and experienced hospitality professionals dedicated to service excellence. Our sector works tirelessly, including weekends, evenings, and holidays, to provide a high-quality tourism product. Yes, that is what you offer, and that is what you have to deliver, and that is what you charge for. And as a result of that, that is why you should pay your employees, especially those at the lower scale, a decent wage. Go on to say that the service industry requires significant staffing levels with a compensation structure that is misunderstood by many, but allows our staff to earn well above the minimum wage and our industry to remain competitive in recruiting talent, attracting ideal customers, supporting the local economy, and operating thriving businesses for the benefit of all who are part of our industry. Nothing but a word salad, that whole thing is. And community. Given the severity of the implications to the industry, it is critically important that there is no change to the existing gratuity contribution structure. No, of course you wouldn't want any change to that, because you are benefiting from that now. My question to you is, how many employees are voicing the sentiments that you have voiced in terms of keeping the gratuity system in place as opposed to a standard minimum wage? If that were the case, why don't you have testimony and testaments from your employees saying that? Why didn't you produce that? Have you produced that or did you produce that to the minimum wage committee as well? Look at all the support that we have from our employees who want us to continue to pay them $4 or $4.20 or whatever per hour, and then take the rest out in gratuities. Have you? You can still retain the gratuities and still pay your employees a minimum wage. But it is probably like what one listener has written and said, basically, that let me see if I can find that before I go off air. The person says that they want to eliminate it, and I assume that they mean gratuities as well as a minimum wage, because it is too much money for their employees. No, yes, they just want to keep them in servitude for as little wage as they possibly can. Let's read some of the comments that we have gotten as well. Yes, OC, you are right. Let them have it. Keep on hammering them. Blessings. Yep, I'll continue to hammer them, because we have it all in writing here, what their excuse is in their minority report that they have called for. This person says that they support tips for a good service rendered. Gratuity is an obligatory tip, which should be unlawful in their estimation, the writer says. And one more here. They go on to say, thanks, you're appreciated. Thanks to the caller. Yes, we all need God, and I want to input my blessings as well as acknowledge that to please stay humble. God giveth, and he can take it away. Some persons financially seems like they do not respect this and turn a blind eye. Sad. And they say that God is God as well. Yes, I'm going to close this portion of talk today by reminding us that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. Yes, employers, you may not consider your employee or employees to be your brothers and your sisters, but they are human beings. You need to recognize that there are some who are less fortunate than we are, and you need to extend a helping hand to them. For the Chamber of Commerce, who wasn't too bad in terms of their minority report, but for the Hotel and Tourism Association, that helping hand can be, first of all, pay the $8.75 per hour and stop complaining. You're going to still make a profit at the end of the day. You may not make a complete killing, but you will still make a killing as far as profits are concerned. Why do I say that? Because if you weren't, then you wouldn't be here in the first place. So, extend a helping hand to them by paying the minimum wage. And this does not apply to you. If you can't do that because you can, then you should donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need. And those persons on minimum wage, they need the raise. So, have a great weekend, folks. Continue to support your radio station where we have nice DJing, nice programs on the weekend, nice music as well. I welcome you to join me on Monday at 7:30 and For the Record. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, prosperous, and wonderful Cayman Islands.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066.
Talk Today is also brought to you by Mike's Builders. Call 923-0706. Mike Builders. They make it happen.
Never be more loved than I am right now. Wasn't holding you up, so there's nothing I can do to let you down.
2:33 right here on Radio Cayman 89.9. Thank you so very much for keeping our company and for contributing to the conversation inside Talk Today this afternoon. We appreciate you. Thank you so very much. My name is Basilia Barnaby Cuff. You can call me Bass. We're going to go up until 3 o'clock right here inside of the PM show. This one is called Gyre, Elevation Music featuring Maverick City.
You would cross an ocean, so I